I love it when conservative men who can't be drafted start calling for another military draft.
So Rob Schneider, who's best known for washing Adam Sandler's balls, has proposed reinstating the draft. He tweeted out, "We must once again recommit ourselves to one nation under God, indivisible. Therefore, we must restore the military draft for our nation's young people." Mind you, Rob Schneider never served. He proposed that each and every American at 18 years of age must serve 2 years of military service, either partially overseas or in country in a volunteer capacity. First off, that's not the draft. That's just forcing everyone into military service. Also, if you force someone into military service, that's not a volunteer capacity, you moron. He said that many nations around the world require their young citizens to serve their country. Until recently, our nation did as well, if you consider fucking over 50 years ago recently. And then again, it was just the draft, not requiring every citizen of the country to serve. You notice how old conservatives love this idea once they're too old to be required to serve. He also said we would have all of our young men and women put into rigorous physical training course that they could use for the rest of their lives. We would always have a standing army ready at all times, including for domestic problems like natural disasters. Rob Schneider, when have you ever been worried about rigorous physical training? You've looked like a pussy your entire life. You look like a victim.
Rob Schneider can take his notion of reinstating the draft and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. But I'll tell you what, Rob, I would like for conservatives to lead by example. We can discuss a military draft as soon as I see Barron Trump, who is 20 years old, and Kai Trump, Donald Trump's 18-year-old granddaughter, who famously started a clothing line and took a spot in a golf tournament from somebody who was actually talented enough to be there. As soon as I see these two motherfuckers go through boot camp and spend a couple of years on the front lines themselves, then we'll talk about reinstating a draft. The answer is still going to be you can go fuck yourself, but put those two motherfuckers in uniform on the front line right now. Why is it that you fucking people always want to send everybody else's kids and everybody else's grandkids and everybody else's nieces and nephews away to war, but you never want to send your own? How old are Ted Cruz's kids? Any of them of military age? We got any military age kids from any of the other Republican conservatives who support this motherfucker in office? Start with Barron. Start with Kai. Get him through boot camp. Get him in uniform. Get him on the front lines at Karg fucking Island in Iran right the fuck now. And when they're done at Karg Island, if they make it out of there, send them to Cuba, since that's where Donnie wants to go next. You guys never want to lead by example. You always want to send everybody else's kids off to war. Fuck you, Rob Schneider, and everything you stand for.